Coach, obviously, NCAA regionals right around the corner. Obviously, big win, obviously, in the Big Ten tournament, the golf. Just how confident is this team feeling right now coming off of a win like you guys did?
Yeah, I would say we're extremely confident right now. The season has been a record-setting season. I'm really proud of our accomplishments. I think they have not only confidence in themselves but in each other. And in golf, when we never really pass the ball to each other, that's important to know that you can rely on a teammate that's going to post a good score behind you. So, but we know that we have a big task at hand ahead of us, and we still have to go earn it. So really excited for the opportunity to go West Coast, stay in our same time zone, and make an easy flight down to Arizona and see what we can do.
When at the beginning of the season, obviously, this group is just so young. There's so many freshmen. There's so many sophomores. Did you, at the beginning of the season, think that they would be this talented going into it, or did they kind of rise to the occasion? Like, how much have they met the expectations?
I mean, as a coach, on paper you hope so, right? But you don't really know how the season's gonna transpire. I think and how their games are gonna hold tight. Golf it's such a long season because we play in the fall and the spring. So just because we have a great September doesn't necessarily mean that we're gonna have a good April and May. So yeah, I mean, on paper I think it was easy to think that. But nonetheless, we're young. But those three freshmen from last year had that opportunity to play in a Final Four, and I think that experience was huge. And then our two freshmen, in Subi Chai and Tong An, have played in big tournaments at a young age and know what it's like to play in front of cameras. And so I don't think this is anything new, and just really excited for what's ahead.
Yeah.
This was your first year playing in the Big Ten Championship. How was it different? And what did you enjoy about the new experience?
Yeah, well, it was definitely in a different time zone. That's for sure. Baltimore, Maryland was not very close. But, I was really proud of how we traveled. We were fortunate. We had it over 2 days, about a day and a half before the practice round, just to adjust to the East Coast time. The Big Ten, they welcomed us with open arms. So they were great. And, it really felt like a championship-style tournament. The signage, the volunteers, Bully Rock did a fantastic job, and certainly missed the Pac-12 and our friendships that we had, but at the same time thankful to be a part of the Big Ten.
And what do you feel like the team did well in the Big Ten Championship that you hope to carry over into
I think when we get to this point of the year, my stance would be that we can play a golf course that's going to separate true talent. And championships, you want a golf course that I think is going to showcase what we can do. I was really proud that I finally felt the final round set up more to us because the wind had changed and we didn't have any drivable par fours, so you really had to hit some good golf shots. And so, for us to come out and separate ourselves, I think we won by 14 shots, was huge. And I thought it was a testament to, our Ducks' hard work that they've put in, but finally it played to the point where I think it really showcased what we could do.
How do you kind of prepare for, the golf course down in Arizona? Is there anything that you guys can look up, especially when you get, again, different environments, different weather, different wind conditions? How do you kind of get prepared for that?
Yeah, I think, once we found out where we're headed, we're very excited to head down to Superstition Mountain. We're playing the Prospector course. It's pretty far out east side of Arizona. So my first thing was, researching the elevation. So it's going to be about 1,900 feet is what it's going to play. We're about 400 feet here in Eugene. And so the ball's going to travel further. And then also it's going to be 20 to 25 degrees warmer, right? So typically the general rule is every 10 degrees is about 1 to 2 yards, and every 500 feet is about 1 to 2 yards. So the ball's going to travel far. Thankfully, with our technology here at the Jake, we're able to set our TrackMan to the elevation and temperature that it's going to be. So we're already getting those distances dialed. And then the greens were redone in August of this past fall. So Arizona plays very firm anyways, and I think it's going to play extra firm, with the new greens before they settle in. So I think just adjusting to how far the golf ball is going to go and then how big those first bounces are going to be on the green is going to be our two keys.
Obviously you guys as the one seed in this specific regional, obviously all the expectation, all the pressure now gets put on you guys. Not like, if you're the 8th seed or 9th seed, you're the underdog and you're like, hey, maybe we got nothing to lose. How do you guys kind of take this new level of pressure as the one seed into this and make sure maybe it doesn't overwhelm? Again, it's still a very young group.
I think we're proud, and hopefully that one seed gives us confidence. But at the same time, it's a blank slate, right? Any team has the opportunity to make it through in that top 5. And, we talked a lot. The goal is to still go down and win. And I think if we go down and maximize our strategy on the golf course and just do what we do, nothing special. I think just be who we are. I think it'll take care of itself.
I know Arizona's a couple states down, but does it help to be still on the West Coast at all? Be a little bit closer to home?
For sure. Yeah, and I was the assistant coach at Arizona for 6 years. My wife's from Tucson, and so I know desert golf. I know what it's like. I've been to Superstition Mountain before. So hopefully, just providing any knowledge that I can to our Ducks to help them feel comfortable. Thankful we don't have to go super early and adjust to the time zone like we did in Maryland for the Big Ten Championship. So, from a rest and energy standpoint, it should be pretty normal.
I haven't talked to you since Onwa. What was that experience like? Obviously, you've been no stranger to having players down there, but Kiara put herself in contention, was right there on Saturday or Sunday. What was that like for you as a coach, and what did you see her take away from that experience?
So I promised Kiara and Hut, who were our two Ducks that played at Anwa that week, that if they were in contention, I would jump on a plane and I would be there for them on Saturday. And so when Kiara was tied for the lead in the final pairing, I called her and said, all right, fine, I'm coming, geez. And so, but my oldest, Palmer, he's 9, he had his first Babe Ruth baseball game. So I made it to that. It started at 6 p.m. on Friday night. After that was done, they won. And after that was done, I drove to Portland and jumped on the red eye at 11 p.m., landed in Atlanta at 7 a.m., drove the 2 hours to Augusta, took a quick shower in Kiara's parents' hotel room, and then went right to the course to be there for her. So unbelievable. 20,000 people there for women's amateur golf on that Saturday at Augusta. Really, really special. Was so proud of how she handled herself. She said she had, was pretty nervous on that first tee shot in front of all those people. But an experience I think that now makes the rest of our season probably feel pretty easy. And so I'm really thankful that she had that opportunity. I think she knows what it takes to win there now. And I won't doubt that she'll be back next year.
Can you talk about her growth this season? Because last year, as a freshman, everything was, historical highs for her as a freshman. Then she comes into this season and it feels like, again, like that she somehow took that next step to even further level. What's it been like watching her?
Yeah, it's been really fun to watch Kiara, I think, mature both on and off the golf course. Technically last year she should have been a senior in high school, right? So she was young and, the golf was always there, I think. The rest of it has just been the off the golf course part that I'm really proud of her. She's putting so much time into the weight room now. She knows that that's a value. She's doing great in the classroom. Being a leader, I think, on this team. We joke, we call her Captain Romero. But she's really stepped up into what it means to be a team player. And I'm really proud of her. And look, great players play great when it means the most. And so she had 5 second place finishes coming, up until the Big Ten Championship, and she knew that. But the goal was to not change anything and just keep doing what you're doing. And I'm so proud of her and that she was able to get that big win at the Big Ten Championship.
Coach, we got one question back here for you.
Okay, yes.
Oh, here we go.
Testing. 1 million, 2 million. How would you able to balance from being such a successful coach, good father, and a great husband?
Great question. Thank you very much for that question. Family is very important to me. And so I am a husband and I'm a dad, very thankful of 3 little ones at home. My wife, Sarah, is amazing. She played professional golf for 8 years and I used to caddy for her and we still got married after that. But our 3 little ones at home are 9, 5, and 3. And I kind of feel like I'm an American dad to all of our ladies on the team too. So they know I'm available 24/7 if they need anything. And hopefully they get a sense of of feeling like they're at home here in Eugene, even though they might be from halfway across the world.
Real quick, Coach, just for a true freshman to go out and shoot 666 in the last round of a Big Ten championship, just what can you say about AT and what she's
Tongue on AT. I'm so proud of the growth that she's made this year. I'm thankful that she's a Duck. To finish 3 birdies on the biggest stage, throwing her arms up in the air, celebrating, AT has been a huge addition to this team. I think not only on the golf course with her amazing skill set, but also just somebody who is very positive, loves everybody on this team, and is there for everybody. And I'm really proud of her.